Good day, the honorable examiners. My name is Yohana Christin a student of English Department batch 2017. Today, I would like to present my thesis with title Attitudes of English Department Students Towards English. First of all, I would like to explain the background of this research. So, the variation of English language in the world has raised various perceptions and attitude toward the varieties of English. It is true that there is a field which is called Word Englishes, that the main interest is to study the various different forms and varieties of English. Furthermore, there are three categories of Word Englishes. The first one is inner circle, which are countries that use English as their mother tongue. For example, United States, Great Britain, Canada, and Australia. And then outer circle are countries that use English as their additional languages. For example, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Philippines, and so on. And then expanding circle are countries that use English as their primary foreign English. For example, Indonesia. So one of countries in the outer circle or in Asia that use English in their country is Singapore. English is their official language in Singapore, aside Malay, Tamil, and Mandarin. Furthermore, there are variations of English used in Singapore. They are standard Singaporean English and then Singaporean colloquial English. So Singapore colloquial English, or most famous known as Singlish, is a language that has been influenced by the surrounded languages such as Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil. So there are significant differences between the standard Singapore English and the Singlish itself. These differences has raised different and various attitude or perceptions of the Singaporean publics toward this variety of English. Caffarello reveals that Singaporean publics said that Singlish is a bad or broken English because it threatens the proficiency in standard English. And then Ann and Lee also revealed that Singaporean who are studying in overseas state different perceptions toward English. So, as students who learn English and use English in college, English department students should know the varieties of English, even though it is not learned in the college. Meanwhile, Singlish is introduced in the social linguistics class. And then, through the phenomenon, the researcher intends to see the knowledge and attitude of English department students toward Singlish as a variety of English language. So the research question of this research are: what is the knowledge of English department students towards Singlish, and then what is the attitude of English department students towards Singlish? In line with the research question, so the objectives of this research is to investigate the knowledge of English department students towards English, and then to identify the attitude of English department students towards English. So this research examines the perception of the respondents from social linguistics perspective using direct method by Peter Garrett. Direct method means that the researcher used questionnaires in obtaining the data and measuring the attitude of the respondents. So after obtaining the data, the researcher found that most of the respondents have known Singlish. Furthermore, they know Singlish from various sources, which the main source is sociolinguistics class. From 7 questions, which the first one is I know Singapore English or Singlish, 65% of the respondents show positive responses. And then the second question, which is I often listen to Singlish, there are only 10% of the respondents respond positive responses, and then 55% of the respondent claims negative response, and then 35% shows negative show neutral response. And then the third question is Singlish should be introduced to the world as a variety of English language. The responses of the respondents are 55% claims positive responses, and then 10% show negative responses, and then 35% show neutral responses. The fourth question is Singlish should be introduced to the students of English department. So the responses are 50% of the respondents show positive responses, and then 10% show negative, and then 40% show neutral. The fifth question is Singlish is a language worth learning. The responses are 40% show positive responses, 15% show negative responses, and then 45% show neutral responses. The sixth question is I am enthusiastic about being able to speak English. The responses are 30% show positive responses, and then 45% show negative responses, and 25% shows neutral responses. And then the last question is I know Singlish from following sources, which there are 5 options of sources. The first one is 65% of the respondents claims that they know Singlish from sociolinguistics class, and then 55% from YouTube, 50% from social media, 10% from movies, and 5% from introduction to general linguistics class. So after analyzing the research, after calculating the data, the researcher found that the respondents or the students of English department students know Singlish not only from class but also from media. Introducing Singlish in the class give a significant contribution to the students. And then the attitude of the English department students toward Singlish is neutral attitude, because the total cumulative ratio of the responses is 64.5%, which according to Arikunto's categorization, this can be categorized as neutral attitude. So the attitude of the respondent is neutral because because they have not intense experience towards English. The researcher also believe that the attitude is a genuine attitude from the respondents, because the response of the respondents are varied and there is no indication of social desirability bias response. And then in conclusion, the students of English department hold neutral attitude towards Singlish because they do not have any intense experience towards Singlish, because Singlish is not learned in the curriculum of English department student, Faculty of Humanities, and Dallas University. And then for suggestion, the researcher suggests the future research, to use more respondents in obtaining and examining the attitude of the respondents, so that the research can get the more accurate result. And then the future research can investigating the other varieties of language, especially the local varieties or the outer circle or expanding circle of word Englishes, because the study of language attitude is still rare in Indonesia, especially in English department of Faculty of Humanities of Andalas University. That's all my presentation that's all my presentation of my thesis. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a good day.